All right, I think we're live. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, July 7th, 5:41 p.m. and about 27 degrees Celsius. Hopefully you can see and hear everything okay. Sheena Roberts in the house, Ray Flowers, Kevin Hawthorne, Alman M. Gertej is here, Steph Curry's here, Jack Randall is here. Greetings, guys. Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to be heading east from here. I'm currently at King and Sherburne. I just had to drop something off. And I've got some friends that'll be meeting me at a pub on the east side up at 7. So I thought we would live stream over in that direction. And there I am, ready for the Friday night action. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. I just ran into a viewer. So this is King and Sherburne right here. So we're going to be going east for quite a while. And unfortunately, I just got some rather sad news. I put in the title, we're going to be live streaming by a crime scene, as somebody was shot at the intersection of Queen and Carlaw earlier today. And I just got a message that this person did not make it through. So absolutely tragic news. That's the direction I'm heading anyways, but I'm not sure what to make of things now. But we're going to be going in that direction. I'm going to be heading through Leslieville. And that happened at like 12:30 this afternoon. Sadly, one day almost exactly after a stabbing incident happened at right around Eglinton Station on Line 1. So definitely a string of bad luck in the city. Condolences out to that person and their loved ones, of course. I had plans on coming out and live streaming this particular route anyways. I had to drop something off at the condo right across the street here, so I was going to fire up the stream and make my way over to the pub. The pub I normally would go to meet these friends would be right here, Betty's, but they sadly have shut down. Betty's is no more. Well, there is Betty's on Queen East, but this was a fantastic pub. Goodbye, Betty's. Sheena Roberts says, sorry about the news. Your condolences to the victim, their family, and their loved ones. I don't know anything other than that. I don't know if they've apprehended the shooters. Apparently they didn't earlier today. And many places in that area were on lockdown. Here comes a 304 King Street car. That's going to Dundas West Station. But that sad news aside, it's a hot day here in Toronto. It's 27. Gertej accepted my request on Threads. Yeah, I think everybody that I follow on Instagram automatically got a follow request on Threads from me. If you're not sure what Threads is, it is, I guess, Instagram or Facebook's answer, or Meta to be more specific, answer to Twitter. I have never taken part in Twitter. Just one of those, nope, not gonna do that things. It's always been super toxic from my point of view, and I'm going to give it a try with Threads. We'll see how this goes. Mike Landry, $2 super sticker. Thank you, Mr. Landry. Thank you, Mike, for the $2. Sent this way from the East Coast. Thanks, Mike. So I am on the east side of downtown, walking east along the north side of King Street. I could cheat and hop on that streetcar, but that's only going to go a few more blocks, as that is going to get replaced by the 72 bus as you go east of the Distillery Loop. But yeah, if you are on Threads, feel free to follow me there at Johnny Strides. I have no idea if I'll be posting there, if it'll be like my Twitch and TikTok attempts. My TikTok got a lot of traction, but it was mostly of the toxic comment kind. One of the reasons I avoided Twitter for so long, so I'm gonna stick mostly to YouTube. But we'll give Threads a try. And we are at Berkeley Street. And good evening to everyone just joining in as we enter Corktown. Thank you again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Boom Graham was on the 501 heading downtown. Vans Buses Gaming asking if I'm going to hit 100K by the end of 2023. Not at the current pace, but you never know. Oh, there seems to be some kind of event going on. There's a performing arts venue right up there. But we're going to keep marching east here. I just ran into a viewer while I was setting up to record this one. She was walking by and was like, "Are you that Johnny guy?" I should have said, "No, my name is Ken." And if ever there was a day I was going to pass for Ken, it might be today. As soon as I get across the intersection here, I'll show you why that is. So this is King and Parliament. A double-decker sightseeing bus. It's rolling by. So I am rocking something you might see Ken wear. I've got the white Chucks on tonight. I picked up a couple of pairs of white shoes recently. I got some white Adidas Stan Smiths. And I've got these white Chucks. Can't wait to make both pairs look all dirty, as inevitably happens with white shoes. Jennifer Gallus saying Toronto is out of control. I think it's hopefully a few isolated incidents. Remember, this type of thing happens quite regularly in big American cities. We're still quite lucky and quite safe here. This place has a big ass lineup. And we're 10 minutes in at over 200 viewers. Thanks, guys. I think my watch is letting me know we just hit 10,000 steps today. There we go. Hooray! So I'm heading east out of downtown. We're going to head into Riverside and through Leslieville. A few weeks ago, I took a similar route on an e-scooter, but it's obviously going to be a little different by foot. And at the end of this walk, I shall have some pub food and frosty cold adult beverages. So I've got that to look forward to. The sound of choppers buzzing around overhead. Neville 6000 is here. Yeah, maybe I should take crime scene out of the title of this, but I think we're going to go by Queen and Carlaw, where sadly a fatal shooting took place at around 12:20 to 12:30 today.
That does the same thing. Who's explaining?
And I've got an hour and 10 minutes to get to the pub and not be late. Speaking of which, I've wanted to go to this place for quite a while, Gusto 501. I've just not been around to try it. They've got what looks like a pretty nice rooftop patio. I think it's an Italian spot. They're currently passing under Richmond and Adelaide Street. And here's where the King streetcars are turning around. They're heading south here at Sumac, which becomes Cherry Street. And they are turning around at the Distillery Loop, but you can catch the 72 Pate bus if you need to go further east. There's a look up Bright Street, as there's currently no transit vehicles going north up Broadview to Broadview Station, so the TTC boondoggle is in full effect. But just south of here is the distillery. As we wait for the light. Ruben Singh says I was supposed to visit Toronto in a few days. Cynthia says beautiful evening. Gimbal. Just spaz out. Let me fix it. There we go. So we're in Corktown, but we're going to keep going into Riverside. We'll be leaving downtown. Yeah, I don't really have any more details on the unfortunate incident that took place, other than just as I was getting ready to go live, I got a text message from a friend saying that the person had passed away. And yesterday I was on the subway, if you saw today's video, making my way up to Eglinton when I got the news at Davisville that there was a security incident. And that video was frightening. Someone sent a slow-mo version of it, and you could actually see the person getting stabbed. Dirk G is here. Hello, Dirk G. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, bros. Yeah, Pink Floyd, that exhibit is happening down at Exhibition Place, if I'm not mistaken. Here's King and River. There's the Tim Hortons where I was sitting in. Yeah, I'm ignoring any comments about the sound. There's nothing I can do. Just turn your volume up. There's a Timmy's where I was sitting at after a video, and a viewer left a comment saying, "Hey, were you just sitting in a Timmy's?" That was the one. A view to the west. Underpass Park is just south of here. Right through a red light. Classic BMW driver. And we are leaving downtown. Give him props, he used his turn signal. I don't know. I think rolling right through a red light is worse. I know it's anecdotal, but every time I see a Beamer or Benz, it's almost always the case. The person has no idea how to drive. And we're at the Queen Street Viaduct. There's a look south down Bayview Avenue. That's right where it ends at Corktown Common. Thank you, Individual One, for the kind words. A look south. Sorry, I was just fiddling with my phone for a sec. There's that 72 Pate bus riding along King Street, or I guess Queen. Hello. I don't know if that guy's a viewer or not, but he waved. That's the Don Valley Parkway. So you might have noticed I haven't done a Friday night live stream from home in a while. And I don't think I'll be doing one next week. As next week is the anniversary of the most viewed walk I have ever recorded. I recorded it in July of 2020, and it got over 1 million views. So a year later, to the Friday, I recorded it again. And then I did it again. So I will do it for the 4th year. All those videos have been quite big, actually. So that's what I'll be up to next Friday evening. And this approximates where home plate was on the first ever professional baseball diamond in Toronto. These condos are called Baseball Place. But obviously they got the infield wrong. Those bases are not 90 feet. It's kind of cheesy, actually. You think they could have done something much better. I mean, it's useless. Throw some trees up in the middle of that. You know, it's trying to be like a tip of the cap. At least make it a usable public space. Sunlight Park, that was the name. And we are heading through Riverside. Yes, go Jays. They won their doubleheader yesterday. And the Yankees got smashed. Sorry, Stacy. One of our longtime viewers and supporters has an excellent baseball podcast called Locked On Yankees. Chris Mill says maybe a splash pad. There's an idea. And that podcast can be found on YouTube. She chats by the name SR Gotts. If you're a baseball fan, check it out. There's Prohibition. They don't have their patio set up this year. I ate on their patio last year. And they also had a location up at Yonge and Eglinton, which sadly met its demise. Bash Brannigan asking if I've ever been to Buffalo. I have. The last time I was there, it was actually Orchard Park. I went to see a Bills game. I believe they were playing the Dolphins. All right, let's cross to the north side. That is the Broadview Hotel just on the left. Blue Jays / 49ers fans as the Jays play tonight. Speaking of San Francisco, did you know the San Francisco Giants were almost the Toronto Giants? And I believe before San Francisco, that franchise was in New York. Was it 1957 when New York lost two teams at once? They lost the Dodgers and the Giants. And that is what led to the expansion Mets becoming a thing. And then in 2000, the Mets met the Yankees in a Subway Series. Yankees taking it 4-1. All I remember from that series is Roger Clemens being a piece of shit. Anywho, I think that's enough New York baseball talk. We are in Riverside, but when I cross over the rail tracks up ahead, we'll be entering Leslieville. Harjot is in Quebec. Good stuff, Harjot. Matt Bross confirming that info. The Pizza Nova used to be a burger place that no longer exists called Dangerous Dan, says Neville 6000. The place where you would sit in old car seats, if I'm not mistaken, like the bench style ones. It would basically clog your arteries. Oh, we already walked past the Opera House. There's a good amount of people out tonight. Last Friday was the Friday of a long weekend.
Actually, on the weekend, like, minor medium.
His firm was very successful. So.
Jack Randall endorsing Slayer Burger. Good afternoon, Betty. This is Bolton Avenue. Blue Jays fan says they've been subbed to the channel since last year. Thank you. And welcome to the future stop of an Ontario line station right at Degrassi Street, where the Kids of Degrassi Street was based on and occasionally filmed at. I think I hear music playing off in the distance. Marge, $6.99 for a dinner drink. Thank you very much, Marge. Hey, it's Jazz Festival. Look what I have stumbled upon. July 6 to 9, sounds at Leslieville and Riverside at Jimmy Simpson Park. Oh, hello. You want a selfie? Do you want to be on the stream?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
My son's watching all the.
Ran into a friendly viewer?
Yeah. Big fan as well. Big fan. We're okay with this?
Yeah. Well, I'm recording everyone else. Why
No
not?
kidding, yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,
really
nice.
enjoy your stuff.
Nice to meet you.
Good stuff. Nice to meet you.
All right. Let me turn this around. Friendly viewer? I think I do about 10 selfies a week. Thank you, Neville 6000. The Barkin Bakery. Churros, 2 for $7, 3 for $10.
How many from you want?
Beef burger, 15 bucks. All right, guys, sadly,
I don't know what.
I have to leave Jazz Fest. That looked like fun. I would definitely hang out in that Muskoka Brewery area and grab myself an adult beverage and take in some of that sweet, sweet jazz. So that was Jones Avenue we just passed. That is strange, seeing this patio. They must just be opening it, because that place is usually packed. I remember lining up and waiting to get a spot in the patio a year ago. Bash Brannigan says, Charlie would love this.
like anything pale.
We don't have a pale ale.
So sadly, where that shooting took place is coming up just in a few blocks. Maybe I'll add Jazz Festival to the title of the stream just to give it more of a positive spin. There's a Craig's Cookies. I think Mike Landry mentioned in this morning's premiere that he's had those shipped to his home on the East Coast before. So what I want to do is go north at Carlaw.
Yeah, your best bet is to go online.
Can I go north on Carlaw?
Just to find out what.
No, you see the tape right there?
Yeah.
It's already been blocked.
So I can't go anywhere?
No.
All right, I'll go take a look, but I'll come back. Thank you. So according to that officer, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Because what I wanted to do was go north up Carlaw. But this whole area is just off limits. Oh, I heard someone yell Johnny, but it might not have been me. So very unfortunate for these businesses, I guess. But yeah, at around 12:20 today, unfortunately, someone was shot right around Carlaw. So this whole area is a big crime scene. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get past here. Very, very, very sad news indeed. The victim did not make it. But I'm not going to try to walk through that, and I'm not going to linger here. We've all seen what's happening. That's enough. My plan was to go north up Carlaw because I need to make my way north. But I guess Jones Avenue will do. Or maybe Logan. I think they're questioning if anyone saw anything. Brad Palmer, $6.99 for an adult beverage. Brad Palmer, thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for the $6.99. All right, let's go up Logan. We'll get a look at some residential action through here. Sorry, we've hit a bit of a detour. Ash Brannigan says, check the news for details. Yeah, don't rely on me. All I know is the police have closed it off. So I'll head up to Dundas, and then from Dundas, we can pop over to Carlaw. I imagine these side streets are a bit busier than normal because of that crime scene. You can still hear the tunes blasting. Or you know what? This is Colgate Avenue. There used to be a Colgate manufacturing plant on this street. We'll just take this over to Carlaw. This works. Carlaw is an old industrial corridor steeped in history. It was one of those first areas in the city where a lot of old factories were converted into lofts and that sort of thing. Dominic says big ups to all the mods. Yes, thank you to our moderators for doing their hard work. But you cannot, there's a cop blocking the end of Verrill Avenue there. And I don't think you'll be able to turn right here. So they've got this whole area closed off. Yeah, Carlaw is blocked off there at Queen. So that's right where the shooting took place, right in front of a Shoppers Drug Mart, just south of here. I'm not gonna walk over there. The Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer. 2 super chats. Have a safe and good evening, Johnny. Thank you, Lisa Palmer, for your double super chats. Thank you so much, Lisa. You can see there's a police investigation van on the left, another one blocking the intersection. Thank you again, the Ottawa Wanderer. Quad Mods worked at Queen and Carlaw for 30 years. It's way different now. Well, this whole area has gentrified a whole lot. Although I think just south of here is that bar that is owned and operated by Hell's Angels or Hell's Angel affiliates. Not that, or it's a club. Not that that's associated with crime or anything, but I think that's a staple in the area. And you can still hear the Jazz Fest tunes as we head north on Carlaw. I wonder if I'm on pace to get there by 7. Let me see what Google Maps says. From my location to where I am heading, Google says 33 minutes. I shall not be late. Here's the old Wrigley building. Yes, that Wrigley from your childhood memories of opening up baseball card packs and having really hard sticks of gum. A lot of these units on the left are commercial use, so they're not all residential lofts.
Yeah, I kind of understand, because I like, is this all you've been doing?
It's Independence Weekend in the Bahamas. Maycock Jeanette. I wish you well on that long weekend. Well, every weekend, but I hope you have a good long weekend there. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go hit that, maybe, I'm conflicted. Where are we here? We are at Dundas East. Let me think about this for a sec. where we're going when we get to this next intersection. There's the 72 Pape bus, which has been rerouted. It would normally be crawling along Queen, and then I think it would go north up Carlaw, but it can't because of that crime scene south of here.
Okay, yeah, so I'll give you the pay for that then. I just forgot to get it.
Oh, that sun is bright. I'm gonna stick to Carlaw here. I'll take this up to Gerard. Look how packed that bus is. And most of those people would normally be on the 504 streetcar, which should be going up Broadview, but is not. They've been lumped into the 72 Pape bus, the 72A Pape bus. Hey, we're over 400 viewers. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, yada yada. I am on Threads. I literally have just one post there. But if you're just tuning in, we started at King and Sherburne on the east side of downtown, and I walked east along King into Riverside, then into Leslieville. We swung through Jazz Fest, and then it was over to that unfortunate crime scene at Queen and Carlaw, which the police have blocked off a very large area around it. Now we're making our way north up an old industrial corridor on Carlaw, full of old buildings and history. This is where the Jefferson Glass Company factory was, later Acme Paper Box. And coming up, I believe, will be another future Ontario line stop at Gerard and Carlaw. We already walked by one down at Jimmy Simpson Park, at Queen and Degrassi. Or is this it? I think it's... Now it's messing with me, but I'm pretty sure it's here where that stop will be. And we are at Gerard Street. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I could have crossed. Oh, I thought we were at Jones Avenue before. I think I misspoke. But Let's go east along Gerard here on the north side of Gerard Street East.
No, when I was with him, he didn't have it, but maybe he found it.
All right. Girl barely moved. What do you want me to do? I'm all the way over to the right. You're walking 3 abreast. All right, I have a choice. I could go north at Pape, and we could take the pedestrian bridge where we get a neat view of the skyline. But once I'm over the bridge, it's just residential. Or we could stick to Gerard and take this to Jones, which I think will be more interesting. Hey, we've got a GO train. I like that Chinese sign, Italy, hair design. Not sure what's so Italian about it. And here, sorry? Oh, a gimbal? Yeah, I'm just trying to show the name of this store here, which is kind of inappropriate.
No, I have an online show, and I need to get one of these.
On YouTube or Twitch?
No, on Twitter, on Instagram,
Oh.
TikTok.
Well, I'm live on YouTube right now. We have 450 people watching. Do you want
A show, or?
just live stream? I go on whenever I feel like it.
I mean, I'm on YouTube too, but to tell you the truth, I mean, I don't get a lot of views. But mostly, I'm just doing the previews for my show, Michael's Pink Fashion Carpet, in the last few months. So once I get, my show going.
All right. Do you want me to drop the name? Do you want to drop? Do you want to tell them? You're okay?
Oh, you're so sweet.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Go see me at Hollywood.
Cheers. I think he said Michael's Pink Carpet Fashion Show or something like that. Just someone curious about the gimbal? Yeah, I think we're going to stick to Gerard here. I think it's a little more interesting. If I go up north on that pedestrian bridge, we get a really neat view. But we'll save that one for a future live stream. How's that? I remember live streaming along here last year. I think it was during the Little India Street Festival when there was a big fire on this stretch. Well, there's one of the oldest taverns in the city, Maple Leaf Tavern. The Black Bull on Queen West is another one, the Wheat Chief. Gertej will be seeing the new Indiana Jones this weekend. So on the left is Gerard Square, a shopping center with a Food Basics, a Walmart, a Home Depot. It's one of 2 big Walmarts that aren't too far from downtown. The other one is at Dufferin Mall. It's kind of a small regional mall. I've done a video through there. I think Ken has as well. Perhaps it's time to revisit Gerard Square and make an updated video, see what's changed. Also, the last one I did would have been during the pandemic. I've always liked this stretch of Gerard. It's quite lively. There's a lot of neat shops and restaurants coming up. And a few blocks after that, you're in Little India. And in the other direction, you'll find yourself in East Chinatown. And rolling with Ian, who sadly passed away a year and a half ago, who was a viewer of this channel and Ken's. Said that if you go into this Home Depot here and you get up to the rooftop of the parking garage, you can get yourself a hell of a good view. There's a 2-for-1 pizza and a Vietnamese restaurant. Well, Ian, if you're watching, I think I will do that next time I do a video through Gerard Square. I think it's a cool little mall. It's not sad like the Galleria at Dufferin and DuPont. There's a patio that's pretty busy. Ooh, that smells good. We've got another busy patio across the street.
Like it's close to a space like that?
This is such a neat little neighborhood. The Grand Gerard. British says, how far away am I from downtown? About a solid 30-minute hike in the other direction. There's a patio that I was reading that sign and that couple in front of me had the same idea, but apparently that place is not open. Ooh, I am sweating. I should have brought a t-shirt to replace this one in my bag. But the bar I am going to is just north of here. So north on Jones we will go. Past the Yummy House. Chris Mills is off to watch the Jays pregame show. This stream will be wrapping up before first pitch, I believe. I told my friends that I'm meeting, if they're wondering where I am, just tune into my stream. They can see if I'm running late or not. But enjoy the pregame show, Chris Mills. Unfortunately for me, I'm going to be walking uphill most of the way here. Naughty Brown says, am I meeting a lady? Well, one of the two people I'm meeting is a lady. The wife of the other person. And they have been on a live stream before, way, way, way long ago. I started a stream up on Geary Avenue, and they were with me for the first half of the stream. Pizza Boy says, would you be so kind to say hi to my son Bleep? Please, he doesn't believe this is live. If I don't say his name, but I acknowledge your comment, will he still believe that this is live? Well, just in case he doesn't, hello Keegan. The only question is, will this be a patio night or an indoor kind of night? The Ottawa Wanderer says speed walker. Yeah, I'm moving pretty quick. As we head underneath the rail corridor. Step count checkup. We are just about to hit 15. Gem, did I say your name right? Sorry, it's hard to read the small Korean character. It says, please say hi to my son Leehan. 안녕하세요 to Leehan. I'm assuming he's Korean. Is his name Han Lee? Jack Randall, appreciating the timing. Yes, I schemed my whole live stream to catch that GO train. But the neighborhood just up here on the right is known as the Pocket. And if you're wondering why it's called the Pocket, just go to Google Maps, I almost said Mops, and type the Pocket Toronto, and it'll highlight the neighborhood and draw a little outline around it. Whenever I'm making a video, when I talk about the neighborhood boundaries, often I just rely on Google. I'll usually say, oh, this neighborhood is bounded by Queen Street to the north, blah, blah, blah to the south, something to the east, something to the west. Usually I'm just going with what Google showed me. Naughty says, will I be having edibles tonight? No. Although maybe, I've already got tomorrow's video edited and ready to go. I think there's some festivals going on. I think Taste of Lawrence is going on. I'm not too excited about going up to that one again. I had a thought to live stream it. I'll probably do something more downtown centric. But we are definitely hiking uphill now. It's much quieter than where it was earlier in the live stream, along King and Queen and even Carlaw and Gerard. Has turned into quite the power walk. LA says it looks really peaceful today. I think it depends on the neighborhood, but this area for sure. Tones up your legs. Yeah, and these shoes I am wearing are not the best for long distance walking. I have no idea how the hell Ken wears these. I feel like I'm walking on soggy cardboard. I always like the look of this particular convenience store. It's got kind of a timeless, well, I wouldn't say timeless, I would say more like a 70s vibe. Harjot got a haircut today. Did you post it on Instagram? So way off in the distance is Danforth, and I'll be making a right. Oh, he says, what's the street name? This is north on Jones Avenue. Are there ever any bear visitors in Toronto? Not that I know of. Man, I am dying of thirst. That first drink that hits the table is not gonna last. I give it 10 minutes before it's bottoms up. There's an old school being renovated. I think this one actually suffered a fire, if I'm not mistaken. That property is owned by the Toronto District School Board, if I'm not mistaken. It's used as an adult school. Lisa Palmer says there's been 3 bear incidents in Ottawa. Yeah, it's a good spot, Uncle Buck. What will you drink? Not tea. Don't worry, Sheena. I said I'd be there by 7. It's 6:49. I'll at least be at Danforth. I'm getting a message right now from Netflix. Coming July 9th, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. What kind of notifications are those, Netflix? Maybe we'll head to Square Boy and I'll scarf down a burger before I hit the bar. But we are almost at Danforth. Yeah, we're at over 480 viewers. Thank you guys. What's the subscriber count at? 91,734. Thank you. We're at 486. I used to have a desktop PC with a 486 SLC2 processor running at 66 megahertz. No, it was not a DX2, which would have been the mainstream Intel chip. It was the SLC2, kind of a knockoff.
We'll support you with this.
But it did the trick. I think that system had like 8 megabytes of RAM or something. I remember installing Windows 95 on a series of like 10,000 floppy disks. Word Perfect and Corel Draw and Microsoft Encarta. Remember those days? Oh, we are at Danforth. Danforth and Jones. So we are just leaving Greektown. There's an 83 Jones bus. Ooh. So this is east on Danforth. I'll look into Greektown, smack into the sun, but that is not the direction I'm heading. There's the legendary Square Boy. The people who work there couldn't be any friendlier. The burgers couldn't really be any better, or cheaper for that matter. Massive thumbs up to Square Boy. Christine Close, I'm enjoying this stroll through Toronto from Sydney, Australia. Thank you, Christine. Glad you're enjoying it. We're gonna keep moving. This guy swinging his arms wildly doesn't look like the kind of person I really want to talk to. We'll just keep moving. Urtej sees Square Boy and his response is, Domino's Pizza. Hey, we've cracked 500 viewers. Thanks, folks. $500 viewers and 16,000 steps on the day. Whew. And we have arrived at Donlands, where you'll find Donlands Station just to the north. I think the big hospital is just to the north of here as well. Oh no, we dipped below 500 viewers. Message my friend and see what his ETA is. Bash Brangan says if I did 16,000 steps, you'd go right to bed afterwards. Claudia says 14,000 more than you. Well, you guys do other things. I pretty much have to work, or I don't eat or walk. I said work, but same. Walking is work for me, but it's fun. Anywho, I am going to track down my friends. I'm at the meeting point. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thanks to our mods for their good work. Thanks to everyone who sent super chats and support. You will be paying for my evening tonight, no doubt. Thank you to our channel members and Patreon supporters. There's links to both if you wish to join down below. And just thanks to everyone who tuned in. It was a good crowd. Everyone got along. I had fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell for a notification on the next stream. And on that note, I'll leave the sunglasses off. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go get F''D UP a little bit and have a good meal. Thank you guys. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST, there will be a premiere ready to go, and there'll be another one Sunday. I've already got the next 2 videos wrapped up. All right, guys, go Jays. Have a good night. Yoink.